I first started my work with Lise by doing the Extreme Freedom workshop, and after having that experience, I was convinced that it would be in my best interest to begin a coaching relationship. I think it was a number of things. I think it was the very fact that she had done the work with Dr. Martini's work, and that gave her an understanding about the dynamics of being human and the dynamics of actually healing. So that was part of it. The other aspect was that she was also involved with the NET, and so I think it was a combination of all that. And I think the cement to that was her sense of compassion and her true sense of caring. Like, I knew when she was talking to me that I mattered to her even before I was a client. So I think that was the card that said, this is the type of coach that I'd like because she really does care about me. The nice thing about NET versus other techniques is that you get to know your history. You get to understand where you came from and how you were shaped, and I think that allows you to start accepting yourself and loving yourself more and letting go of guilt and letting go of shame and letting go of all those negative opinions, where you realize that you turned out the way you did because life happened, and that it wasn't because you were bad. And for me, that was a big thing, the issues of religious issues of being good or bad, or, good and evil, that kind of stuff. So for me, that serves a really good purpose in being able for me to come to accept myself more. Well, first of all, I think the biggest change is that I'm more self-aware. I know I can recognize things happening a lot quicker now. I think I'd say I see myself as more mature. In other words, if I think about the past, that a lot of what was going on with me was still based on childhood dynamics that we carry through into adult life, and we carry that through into relationships, and we carry that through into our careers, and we carry that through in our own sense of self. So I think I would say I see myself in 5 years being more mature, if that makes sense. Well, I think the seminars are a springboard. In other words, it's for me, it's always been that has launched. Doing a seminar has always launched me into the next phase of the work that's coming up for me, and especially Extreme Freedom. What I like best about it is what happens when I leave. I always leave knowing that I've found more of myself, and that I know that I'm much more loving, not only to myself but to others when I have that experience. And just to know, and it's a reaffirmation. When you kind of life is just so busy and hectic and crazy sometimes. You just don't really realize that inside myself everything is okay. It's okay when I get to really experience that, and just to feel the intensity of the love that I have inside of me is probably the most dynamic part of that experience. And it was an experience where I got launched into a different quantum. It's like I just left something behind and moved into something new. It was a powerful shift. Both of them gave me a greater awareness of myself in the scheme of life, not just in who I am in my society, in my community, but who I am in terms of humanity. So I think that's probably it was powerful. It was really a deeply moving experience. I'm a different person coming out of that week.